Have you ever considered becoming a caregiver in Canada? If yes, then you're in the right place. Welcome to our comprehensive guide on the Caregiver Pilot Program, a unique initiative by the Canadian government. This program is specially designed for those exceptional individuals who are passionate about providing essential care to the elderly, children, or people with medical needs in Canada. The beauty of this program lies not just in its noble purpose, but also in its potential benefits. It not only provides a viable employment opportunity but also paves the way towards obtaining permanent residency in one of the most welcoming countries in the world. Yes, you heard it right. Being a caregiver in Canada can be your stepping stone to becoming a permanent resident. So are you ready to explore what it takes to be part of this rewarding program? Let's dive into the requirements of this unique program. So, what does it take to qualify for the Caregiver Pilot Program? Your question echoes in the minds of numerous individuals worldwide, dreaming of opportunities to build a life in the beautiful landscapes of Canada. Well, let's break it down, shall we? First and foremost, you must demonstrate proficiency in one of Canada's official languages, English or French. This can usually be proven by passing a designated language test. But why is this important? Well, as a caregiver, effective communication is key in providing safe and efficient care. Being able to converse fluently in either language is a crucial step towards your journey. Next up, education. To qualify for this program, you need to have completed post-secondary education equivalent to a Canadian one-year credential. This rule is a little tricky because educational standards vary globally. But don't worry, there are specific tools available online that can help you determine if your foreign education meets the Canadian standard. Furthermore, you need work experience. Specifically, you require at least 2 years of full-time work experience in the field within the last 4 years. This experience ensures you're well equipped to perform the duties of a caregiver in a new environment. But that's not all. You also need a job offer from a Canadian employer. This shows that you're not just eligible, but also in demand. It's like having a VIP ticket to the show. One crucial point to remember is the Positive Labor Market Impact Assessment, often referred to as LMIA. This is a document that a Canadian employer needs to obtain before hiring a foreign worker. It's a green signal from the Canadian government, suggesting that there is a need for a foreign worker to fill the job because no Canadian worker is available to do so. Once you have these requirements in place, you're ready for the next step, the application process. So gear up, folks. Your dream of living and working in Canada might just be a few steps away. Now that you're aware of the requirements, let's delve into the application process. First, you'll need to prepare your documents. This includes your passport, your language test results, your educational assessment report, and an employment contract from your future employer in Canada. Also, make sure to gather any additional documents that prove your work experience and eligibility. Next comes the filling out of the application forms. There are several forms you'll need to complete. This includes the application to work in Canada, the Family Information Form, and the Schedule 2, Refugees Abroad and Humanitarian Protected Persons Abroad form. Be sure to fill these out accurately and thoroughly. While filling out these forms, it's critical to be honest and precise. Any discrepancies or inaccuracies can lead to your application being delayed or even denied. So take your time, breathe, and ensure every detail is correct. Once you've completed your forms, it's time to pay the fees. The processing fee is $255 Canadian dollars, and the right of permanent residence fee is 500 Canadian dollars. You can pay these fees online, and remember, they are non-refundable regardless of the outcome of your application. After you've paid your fees, you'll submit your application online. Make sure to include all your completed forms and supporting documents. This is your chance to make a strong impression, so double-check everything before you hit that submit button. Now we wait. Processing times can vary, but typically, you can expect to wait about 12 months for a decision. This may seem like a long time, but remember, good things come to those who wait. Last but not least, after submitting your application, you should prepare for possible interviews. The immigration officers may want to verify the information you provided, so be ready to answer their questions honestly and confidently. After submitting your application, the next step is to find a caregiver job in Canada. And don't worry, we'll guide you through that process in our next segment. Stay tuned. Finding a caregiver job in Canada can seem daunting, but don't worry, we've got you covered. So, you're ready to dive into the job market and land that caregiver position, right? It might be intimidating, but with the right approach, it becomes a lot easier. Let's explore some of the best ways to find a caregiver job in Canada. First off, Online job portals are your best friend. Websites like Indeed, Workopolis, and JobBank are platforms where employers post job openings. You can filter your search by location, job type, and salary, making it easier to find a job that fits your preferences. Remember to update your resume, make it stand out, and tailor it to meet the requirements of the caregiver job you're applying for. Another great way to find a job is through recruitment agencies. These agencies connect employers with potential employees. They're particularly useful if you're overseas because they can help facilitate the job placement process. Some reputable agencies include Bayshore Healthcare and Caring for Caregivers. Networking is also key. Connect with people in the caregiving industry, join forums, attend webinars and caregiver-related events. You never know, your next job opportunity might come from the person you meet at these gatherings. Now it's important to highlight that, to work in Canada, you must have a valid work permit. This document is proof that you're authorized to work in the country. It's usually tied to a specific employer or job, so you'll need a new one if you change jobs. Finally, while job hunting, remember to stay positive and patient. The process can take time, and you might face rejection, but don't let that discourage you. Every no gets you closer to that yes, and soon enough, you'll land the right caregiver job for you. Securing a job is a significant milestone in the journey, but what comes after that? Let's find out. Once you've worked in Canada as a caregiver, you might be wondering, what's next? Well, let's explore that. After completing 24 months of full-time work as a caregiver in Canada, you become eligible to apply for permanent residency. This is a wonderful opportunity that allows you to make Canada your permanent home. So, how do you go about it? The first step is to ensure that you meet all the eligibility requirements. In addition to the 24-month work requirement, you must also demonstrate proficiency in English or French, have a Canadian secondary school diploma or equivalent, and be admissible to Canada under the law. Once you've confirmed your eligibility, you can begin the application process. This involves preparing a number of documents, including proof of work experience, language test results, and a police certificate. Be sure to check the official government website for a complete list of required documents. After gathering all your documents, you can submit your application online. Keep in mind that there's a processing fee you'll need to pay. Once your application is submitted, the waiting game begins. It can take anywhere from 12 to 18 months for your application to be processed. While waiting might feel like an eternity, remember that the benefits of gaining permanent residency are worth it. As a permanent resident, you'll have most of the rights and privileges of a Canadian citizen. You can live, work, or study anywhere in Canada, receive social benefits like healthcare coverage, and apply for Canadian citizenship if you wish. The journey from being a caregiver to a permanent resident might seem long and complex, but remember, every step you take is a step towards a future in a country that values and appreciates your contributions. And there you have it. That's the complete journey of becoming a caregiver in Canada through the Caregiver Pilot Program. So, are you ready to embark on this rewarding journey? We've covered a lot of ground today, from understanding the ins and outs of Canada's Caregiver Pilot Program, to exploring its requirements, and even delving into the application process. This program not only offers a fulfilling career as a caregiver, but also a path to become a permanent resident, a unique opportunity to embrace the beauty, diversity, and warmth that Canada has to offer. With the right preparation and dedication, you can turn this opportunity into a life-changing experience. Remember, finding a caregiver job in Canada is just the beginning. The real reward lies in the growth, connections, and experiences that you will gain along the way. It's a journey worth embarking on, a journey that could shape your future in ways you've never imagined. Thank you for joining us today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more informative content. Until next time, take care.